Even if bodhisattvas who have just taken up the way, who have given offerings to countless Buddhas, have fully understood the meaning of various teachings and been able to teach the Dharma well, who were as plentiful as rice, hemp, bamboo, or reeds, and filled all the worlds of 10 directions, even if these bodhisattvas, with complete attention and wonderful wisdom, were all to think together for as many eons as the Ganges has grains of sand, they could not gain Buddha wisdom. If bodhisattvas, free from backsliding, numerous as the sands of the Ganges, single-mindedly devoted themselves to seeking and thinking together, they too would not comprehend it. Further, I say to you, Shariputra, that I have already fully attained the flawless, amazing, profound, and supremely wonderful Dharma. Only I know its character, as do the Buddhas of 10 directions. Shariputra, you should know that the words of Buddhas do not differ. You should have a strong faith in the Dharma preached by the Buddhas. After the world-honored one has taught the Dharma for such a long time, certainly he should now teach the truth. I say to all Shravakas and to those who seek the Pratikabuddha way that I free them from the bonds of suffering and enable them to reach nirvana. Through the power of skillful means, the Buddha reveals the teachings of the three vehicles. Though all beings have various attachments, he leads them to liberate themselves. At that time, in the great assembly, there were Shravakas, arhats without faults, Ajnata Kayudinya, and others, 1,200 in all. And there were various monks and nuns and laymen and laywomen who had vowed to become Shravakas and Pratikabuddhas. They all thought, why does the world-honored one speak so enthusiastically about skillful means? Why does he say that the Buddha's Dharma is so profound and so difficult to comprehend, and that what he says is so difficult that not even Shravakas and Pratikabuddhas can understand it? And yet, at the same time, he had said that there's only one principle of liberation, so that we too, with this Dharma, will attain nirvana. But now we do not know where this leads. Then Shariputra, seeing the doubts in the minds of the four groups, and not having fully understood everything himself, spoke to the Buddha. World-honored one, what are the reasons for you to praise so enthusiastically the Buddha's principle of skillful means, and the very profound, fine, and wonderful Dharma, which is so hard to understand? Never before have I heard such a teaching from the Buddha. Now these four groups are full of doubt. Will the world-honored one please explain why you have so enthusiastically praised this very profound, fine, and wonderful Dharma, which is so difficult to comprehend? Then Shariputra, to say what he meant, once again spoke in verse. Son of wisdom, great saint, and honored one, at last you have taught this Dharma, saying that you yourself have gained strength, courage, and concentration, meditation, and liberation, and other conceivable attributes. About the teachings gained on the path of wisdom, no one has ever been able to ask questions. You say, my mind is hard to fathom. No one can question me. Without being asked, you have taught others, praising the path you have taken, and that every wonderful wisdom that all Buddhas have. All the arhats who are without fault and those seeking nirvana have now fallen into a net of doubt, asking themselves why the Buddha, has taught in this way. Those who seek to become Pratika Buddhas, as well as the monks and nuns, gods, dragons, demons, spirits, centaurs, and other beings, give each other perplexed looks. They look up expectantly to the most honored of people, asking, "What is this all about? Would you please explain it to us?" Of all the Shravakas, you have said that I am first. Yet, even with my wisdom, I cannot resolve the doubt as to whether this is the ultimate Dharma or only a path for getting to it. We who have been created by your teaching put our palms together and wait expectantly, begging you to make wonderful sounds and tell the truth as it really is. Gods, dragon gods, and others, numerous as the sands of the Ganges, bodhisattvas seeking to become Buddhas, some 80,000 in number, and wheel-turning saintly kings have come here from trillions of lands, with palms together and reverent hearts. All want to hear the perfect way. Then the Buddha said to Shariputra, "Stop, stop. There is no need to say more. If I explain this matter, all of the world's heavenly beings, as well as human beings, will be startled and perplexed." Again, Shariputra said to the Buddha, "World honored one, please explain it. Please explain it. Why? Because in this gathering there are countless hundreds of thousands of billions of living beings who have already been seen Buddhas. Their faculties are excellent and their wisdom is clear. If they hear the Buddha preach, they will be able to believe respectfully." Then Shariputra, to say what he meant once again, spoke in verse. "King of Dharma, unexcelled in honor, please preach us without reserve. In this assembly are countless beings who can put their reverent faith in you." But the Buddha again said, "Stop, Shariputra. If I explain this, all the worlds of human and heavenly beings and asuras would be startled and perplexed, and extremely arrogant monks might fall into the great pit." Then the world-honored one once again spoke in verse. "Stop, stop. No need to say more. My Dharma is wonderful and hard to imagine. On hearing it, those who are utterly arrogant will neither respect it nor believe it." Then Shariputra once again said to the Buddha, "World-honored one, please explain it. Please explain it. In this meeting, there are hundreds of thousands of billions of beings like me who in previous lives followed Buddhas and were transformed. Certainly, they can respect and believe what you say and thereby enjoy great peace of mind throughout the long night of time and gain abundant benefits of various kinds." Then Shariputra, wanting to restate this idea, spoke again in verse. "Most excellent and honored of the living, I beg you to teach the prime Dharma. I'm the oldest son of the Buddha. Bring yourself to explain it clearly. Countless beings in this meeting are able to respectfully believe this Dharma. In previous lives, the Buddha has already taught and transformed many like us. With complete attention and palms together, all of us want to hear the Dharma's words, Buddha's words. There are 1,200 of us and others who want to become Buddhas. I beg you for their sake, bring yourself to explain it clearly. If they hear this Dharma, they will experience great joy." Then the world-honored one said to Shariputra, "Since you have now earnestly repeated your request 3 times, how can I refuse you? Now listen carefully. Ponder over what I will say and remember it, for I will explain it for you clearly." When he had said this, immediately some 5,000 monks and nuns, laymen and laywomen got up and, bowing to the Buddha, left the meeting. Why? Because their roots of sin were so deep and they were so utterly arrogant that they imagined themselves to have already attained and borne witness to what they had not actually attained. Having such faults, they could not stay. The world-honored one kept silent and did not stop them. Then the Buddha said to Shariputra, "Now the congregation no longer has useless branches and leaves, but only firm, good fruit. It is good, Shariputra, that such utterly arrogant ones have gone. So listen carefully now. I'm ready to explain it for you." And Shariputra said, "Very well, world-honored one. I'm eager to hear you." The Buddha said to Shariputra, "Such wonderful Dharma as this is taught by the Buddha Tathagatas only on very rare occasions, just as the Udambara blossom is seen only very rarely. You should believe me, Shariputra, in the teaching of the Buddhas nothing is empty or false." Shariputra, the meaning of the Dharma the Buddhas preach as appropriate to the occasion is difficult to understand. Why? Because we use a variety of skillful means, casual explanations, and parables to teach. This Dharma cannot be well understood through calculation or analysis. Only a Buddha can really grasp it. Why is this? Because it is for this great cause alone that Buddhas, the world-honored ones, appear in the world. What do I mean by saying it is for this one great cause alone that Buddhas, the world-honored ones, appear in the world. The Buddhas, the world-honored ones, appear in the world because they want living beings to open a way to the Buddha's insight and thus become pure. They appear in the world because they want to demonstrate the Buddha's insight to living beings. They appear in the world because they want living beings to apprehend things with the Buddha's insight. They appear in the world because they want living beings to enter into the way of the Buddha's insight. This alone is the one great cause, Shariputra, for which Buddhas appear in the world. Then the Buddha said to Shariputra, "The Buddha Tathagatas only teach and transform bodhisattvas. Their one purpose is to demonstrate the Buddha's insight to all beings and have them apprehended." Shariputra, the Tathagatas teach Dharma for the sake of living beings only by means of the one Buddha vehicle. They have no other vehicles, no second or third vehicle. Shariputra, the teachings of the Buddhas throughout the universe are all like this. Shariputra, Buddhas of the past, through an innumerable variety of skillful means, casual explanations, parables, and other kinds of expression, have preached the Dharma for the sake of living beings. These teachings have all been for the sake of the one Buddha vehicle, so that all living beings, having heard the Dharma from a Buddha, might finally gain complete wisdom.